I'm interested in medicine, so I wanted to try to understand what Down syndrome and all these kind of disabilities are about.
So we decided to set up like campaigns around our school where kids can donate clothes, and then we will take the clothes and we will go to Salvation Army and donate them.
Today we're seeing students that have been working on a passion project here at Brookside Middle School. They have been working on taking something that they're passionate about, connecting it to a service within the community. And they've worked about once a week for an hour, we call it Genius Hour here on this team. And they're gathering information, researching, determining what they need to do, organizing their materials, meeting with an expert in that area or field that they're choosing, communicating with the community on what the needs are, and then pulling all of that together to present it.
Okay, so you're working through the different images. Then how do you teach the child to use? Like, how would you use this with your brother?
I would first give it to him, and then I'm going to try to explain, because that's what the pictures are for, to show what it is, and he can read a little bit.
So we basically wanted to get kids away from technology, and we wanted to bring them into the outdoors.
And then what did you talk to the kids about? What's something that you would have shared with them when you went?
Like how to have a healthy living with like eating and stuff, because we had them try some vegetables and stuff like that.
We decided to put together a passion and service for our community by buying clothes, flipping it, and selling it, and our profit goes to the Humane Societies.
All the things that we've been teaching our kids from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and it's having them take ownership of what they're learning, having pride in what they're doing, seeing something from beginning to middle to end, having a completed project, and just to see them happy, to see the excitement, especially those that have been working with small children in the elementary schools. There's been just like electricity.
So what elementary did you choose?
Gulfgate.
And why did you choose Gulfgate?
Because I went there. Yeah.
Okay, so an alumni to go back and help in that community. And then how, did you go one time to work with the students?
So we only had to go once, and we got all the papers done that one time, so that was great.
And who was your expert mentor?
Miss Mail, the kindergarten teacher.
Okay.
She was actually my kindergarten teacher,
oh, wow.
which was kind of funny.
Because they are working with others and peers, they are editing each other's work together, they're giving suggestions, just like we would amongst teachers at professional learning communities. They are living that at the middle school level.
So how is your presentation coming along for that?
It's coming along pretty well because we're just going to start by the sales, and then we're going to start by showing what each thing was sold by the most, and then what it was in price-wise, and then at the end we're just going to show a video montage of us doing our cooking, so then you guys know that we actually did it.
You'll see today that some students reference that they're organizers, or that they made lists, or they kept an Excel spreadsheet, or they had to talk to someone, or they interviewed. And these are all the different approaches to learning that they will be referencing later, identifying that this is the way I learn best, this was most impactful to me.
Where we can like voice over.
Okay.
So we still have to like record that, but we're doing that this weekend.
So I'll get to see an iMovie with voiceover and then see also your information that you put together.
International Baccalaureate, to me, that is focusing not just on self. It's focusing on all children, being a whole child, a whole person, and understanding who you are, where you are, and how you affect not just yourself, but everything that's around you. Again, just within your community, but also worldwide.
So at Brookside, they have really honed in on the academic piece. And when they have children who say, I want to delve into a topic, I want to explore something that I'm really passionate about, well, what could be better?
I like going to the beach and I like surfing, so I decided that I was going to make a surfboard, and then through the service I decided I was going to sell it and then donate the money to Marine.
Keely came up to me and she was like, oh, do you want to join this group? So I was like, oh, okay, because I like baking, and it's really fun to do.
I've seen more of a growth of taking responsibility, and the biggest piece, especially those students have chosen to work with other people, because then you have those interpersonal connections and you don't want to let your friends down. And then you'll hear someone say, but you haven't got this done and you said you would. And then they're understanding within that dynamic, because we've talked about high school, college, workplace, you're going to have to make sure that you're going to be held accountable as a part of a team.
So I really love baking, so I knew she was doing something with bake sale, and I've been interested in Relay for Life, but I didn't know how to join. And this was a connection opportunity that I wanted to take.
So connecting what they're personally passionate about with the service so that they can see the impact they have on someone else is helping them grow in many areas. So not only are they doing this project for themselves as a passion and they have the choice, but through it, in the IB program, we have what we call approaches to learning. And those are the ways in which we learn best, and they're tools for everyday living on how do we learn and retain information, how do we grow.
I would think that our project would be way better if I had my team with me, which I couldn't have because they're in other classes studying other things.
So as a challenge of the project, you guys have had to manage your time and try to meet up and try to discuss outside of your Friday opportunities.
Yeah.
When I think about Brookside and being in the middle, sometimes people say we're stuck in the middle, because being in a middle years program through the IB program, being a middle schooler, it's all about transition. You're coming from a time where you are more focused on your family and doing well for your teachers, then you're starting to investigate yourself in the middle years. Who am I? What is my role? How do I contribute? At Brookside Middle School through the IB program, that's what we focus on.
So Chinese 1, so that everyone knows, you're getting high school credit in 8th grade for Chinese, so that means you've been taking Chinese for how long?
3 years.
For 3 years. Okay. All right, and so then how did you connect it to a service?
Teaching kids at Ashton Elementary School Chinese.
Okay.
The first day we did numbers 1 through 10, and it's been 3 weeks and they still remember it.
Now, will this continue? Are you looking at when you go to high school that you might continue working with younger kids with the language?
Yeah. Like, I had a great time doing it, so that would be awesome.
Those children then put their heart and soul into that learning, and they share it with others. I'm very excited because we definitely want to have a strong feeder pattern from the IB program at Philippi through Brookside and right into the IB program at Riverview. And Brookside is helping us do that.
We are very much believers that I believe, I belong. That's been our theme, something that we're carrying out to the community, that coming to Brookside doesn't mean that you're just part of one big school, but that you're finding where you can contribute and how important you really are and how your decisions impact others, and you're growing to become a world citizen.